We've got Jeff Clayton on the line from the band Antiseen. Let's bring him up now. Hey, Jeff, are you there, brother?
I am here.
Good to have you, man. Thanks for being on the show again.
Hey, it's great to be back, man.
I don't think I told you that we do have these FCC rules, so we better not cuss because I have a real hard problem with that.
I understand. I'm an adult.
Are we adults now? Darn it.
In age, maybe, not in mind.
Yeah, thanks for being here. You've been doing it a long time, man. A big fan base. Antiseen started back in '83. How the heck did you keep one band going all these years, dude?
Man, I think at the start of it, it was all pure stubbornness.
Yeah.
Knowing that too many people would get pleasure out of us packing in. I think is what made us keep going. After a while, we just kind of didn't care whether they were happy or not, and we just kept playing. I really didn't expect the band to go past a year, man, but here we are 34 years past that.
Well, that's rad. I've had a hard time, man. I've had a lot of years in the business like you have, but every 5 years it seems like things fall apart for me, so I just kind of look up to that. I'm like, how does he do it? Yeah.
It's not easy, man. It's starting all over, like you say, about every 5 years or so, man.
Yeah, every 5 years there's a death or an addiction or a fight or something strange happens or you want to quit or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you've hung in there, man. I've always thought you were an intimidating looking dude, and then I saw a picture of you as a skinhead before you ever had the long hair and beard. I'm like, God, he's even more intimidating without the hair. It's guys like you that I was
always carrying little kids and old people wherever I went, man.
Well, I was always the kind of guy that was smart enough to buy you, the kind of guy like you, a beer or two. Because I knew that later on when I drank and opened my mouth, you'd be hitting me. So I'd be like, make friends, ahead of time with the biggest guy.
It's crazy, man. The fact that you and I have known each other for so long, but I don't think we've ever seen each other in person yet.
One time back in 1990, I think it was 92, you were on tour and you were supposed to come to Peoria, Illinois. My band, the Scabs, had broken up for the millionth time, and I started a new band called Deep Rest, and we even had flyers out. But what happened, I found out later, was my old drummer, who I still have a problem with, and vice versa, he was secretly calling the bar and telling these lies to get the show canceled, and it worked. And that's why.
Oh yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it really bummed me out really bad because that was my chance to play with you guys.
Yeah, it was going to be a good one.
I was ready, but so then that particular guy, I won't give him enough respect to say his name on my show, but he's still doing his thing, and he's still playing games like that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, well, we don't know who he is, so.
We've got his number, and my next week's guest is not going to like him. I'm just kidding.
Good.
I'm kidding. So, dude, what's Antiseen up to? I know you're still playing, and you've had a lot of folks come in and out of the bands for different reasons. Who's currently in the band, Antiseen?
Right now, the person that has been in Antiseen longer than anyone other than me is Sir Barry Hannibal on bass guitar.
Wow.
Direct from London, England. On the guitar, we got Mad Brother Ward, who has been an associate with this band for probably going on 25 years, close to 30 maybe.
Wow.
And he stepped into Joe's position. And then we got the Gooch on drums. And it's a real good outfit, man. Real tight, real strong. It's pushed everything up to another level, and that's the way I like it.
I never saw it in person, but I was doing a little bit of research, and there's a tribute album called Everyone Loves Antiseen or something like that, correct?
Yes.
That's pretty cool, man. Isn't Hank the Third on that thing, too?
Yeah, Hank 3 is on it. God, man, there's a lot of it. It's a 2-disc set, man. There's a lot of bands on it.
What year did that come out? How did I miss that thing?
Oh, man, now you got me. I don't know, man. I'm thinking that may have come out in the early 2000s, maybe 2000, 2001.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I was working in radio full time at the time. That's why I missed it, because I was too busy playing Stone Temple Pilots crap on the radio at the time. But luckily, I'm on community radio now, and I get to play Antiseen if I want to.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, man. Are you guys still touring? Do you hit the road often? Because I have a hard time with it, man. I don't like to tour. How are you guys on the road?
We don't do any, like, long drawn out tours anymore. If we're lucky, we'll get a 10-day stretch, maybe once a year. But this year we're doing that. It's not one of the longest trips we've ever done, but it's one of the biggest trips we've ever done. We're going to Japan in November.
Wow, that's big news for Antiseen.
Yeah, man, doing 3 shows over there, and I really can't wait. And the third show is going to be at a Japanese deathmatch wrestling tournament, and it's also going to be my 55th birthday. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, happy early birthday, brother, and I know you'll make it. That's awesome. I'm a couple years behind you, but not much. Not much at all, bro. Are you still based in North Carolina?
Yes, Charlotte.
Are you still in Charlotte, huh? I figured you were.
Yep.
What kind of scene is there? I know there used to be some kind of scene there. What's happening there, like with bands like you guys, punk rock and stuff?
Man, there are some young bands out there. Young kids that are doing it, but I don't know what the scene itself is like. You know what I mean? I've seen. I have done so much time going to see bands and stuff. I really don't go out anymore.
Right. It's tough, man. It's tough. At least you're still making music, at least.
Yeah, still make it.
What do you do? What have you done in your life, man? Have you had like a normal job? Like a regular gig outside of music?
Oh, yeah, man. I punch a clock every day, man. I work at a heating and air conditioning distribution center.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we're real working class.
So you actually install those units and things like that?
No, man. I work in a place that just loads them up and ships them where they're going.
Oh, that's cool. I had no idea. I thought for some reason you had like a bar or a store or something. I never asked you that before, though. I was like,
okay, well, a while back I did run a record store.
Okay, I think I knew that. You were on the show, I should say, when I was back at another radio station in Medford, Oregon, about 5 years ago or something, 4 years ago. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That station actually got rid of me, and they were completely dreadful. They were like they had all these, the reasons they fired me were super homophobic and just weird. Like they came out of nowhere. And plus we were smoking pot, and they were like, we found a roach outside. Like, so what? You found a roach, Big deal. Like you said, I'm an adult, man. I can do radio and smoke weed. Thank you. But they just got so tired of the finding the roaches that they said later, I guess,
Oh, well.
Do you smoke weed, man?
No, I don't. Never have.
Oh, is there anybody in your band a cannabis user?
Oh, yeah.
Because, I'm in Oregon, so the reason I ask is because we're pretty proactive with that stuff out here, so I'd have to ask you.
Man, hey, I don't have a thing against it. Believe me, I think if it was legalized, it would be an end to a lot of people's problems. And I'm hoping soon that will be the case.
Well,
it'll be legal everywhere.
There's a lot. The leading development is happening over in Israel, and they're proving that cancer can be cured if it's caught early enough, and they're also proving that even if it's 3rd or 4th stage cancer, it can be fought and successfully battled rather than the chemo and radiation of yesterday.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, that's just poison.
It is poison, and the co-host of my show is actually in the Midwest right now with people that are actually in 3rd, 4th stage with the oils, because that state is such a we think it's like 1950 there when it comes to doctors. The poor guy, I spoke to him myself, and he says the doctor says we'll talk about cannabis a little bit down the road, and he's in 4th stage cancer, man. Like there's no there is no down the road, man.
There ain't much more road left at that point.
Yeah, but so it just proves that the American Medical Association is full of quackery, man. It's just such a jive business run just for money instead of compassion on any level, man. And if you have like a mother or a loved one that goes through that, it makes you get a little angry like I am because it just, it's not right.
Right, I agree.
And we've all had people with cancer, so I'm just bringing this up just because I'm hoping the awareness will be raised in anyone about the cannabis, the success of the oils, man,
I agree, 100%.
We have a lot of friends, too, man, we're in common with. I was talking to John Stewart in Mission, Texas. He's been a friend of mine in years since the 80s. It's crazy. We're like 2 degrees of separation from ever having met each other. It's weird. You were very close with Gigi for years. I had my time with him, and he's become a complete Sid Vicious legend of course, of America. And
right.
Shouldn't have said Sid Vicious, but I he's kind of like that in my mind. He's become bigger than life now.
Yep.
You guys ever talk to Merle much anymore?
Oh yeah, I just talked to Merle. I don't know, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out to San Antonio in 2014, and a band, you might know the Cutthroats from San Antonio.
Oh, yeah, great band.
You know those guys, Joe and James Alvarez?
Yes.
Yeah, those guys learned a set of my old tunes from the 80s, and I flew out, and we opened up for the Merle and the Murder Junkies in 2014, because me and Merle had a beef for years, and we decided to patch it up, so I opened up for him, and we had a great time.
Of course.
It was cool, man. And there was no beef. We neither one of us could even remember why we were mad at each other. I had no.
I don't know. A lot of that stuff happens, and then it just kind of gets a life of its own, and then no one knows what started it.
I know, right? And it goes on for like decades. Hey, man, are you still writing brand new stuff? What was the last Antiseen album, or what is the next one?
I got an album coming out. It's actually a 12-inch EP, but it isn't of songs we wrote. It's of obscure covers of bands that are like our friends, like open for us and play with us and stuff like that. We're hoping to turn people on to them. The only one on there that anyone would know is we covered Crazy Horses by the Osmonds.
Oh, by the Osmonds?
Yeah.
What's your connection with the Osmonds? Just that you like the song, or is there a story?
Yeah, just that I grew up listening to those 45s.
Well, I realized recently that there's a side of the Osmonds. They actually did some really good records, man.
They were a hard rocking band, and man, people don't know that.
They don't know that. We one time discovered that and played a song on this show, and people loved it. And we was like, it was the Osmonds, but I didn't go further. I should grab an Osmonds record.
It was a short period, though.
Was that like, what, early 70s?
It would have been like probably from 72 to 74, maybe.
Okay.
Kind of sprinkled in there.
It's crazy. I had no idea. And as a little kid, like I'm talking little, the Jackson 5, the Osmonds, I was into like the pop stuff. But then just doing my research, I'm like, these guys did some like hard rock that was kind of like up there with some of the better bands, man. It was weird.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was hard rocking like a few songs of Led Zeppelin's hard rock stuff.
Yeah,
it was that kind.
Now, Donnie wasn't singing for them, or was he?
What now?
Was Donnie on those records?
I think he played instruments and sang some background stuff, but the main singers were like
Merle,
and Jay.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What a trip. I'm learning a lot about the Osmonds from Jeff Clayton of Antiseen.
I know a lot about the Osmonds. I don't know how, man. It just became part of my DNA growing up,
That's awesome.
Good gosh, how did I ever know this much about the Osmonds?
What is the name? What's the name of the next record, and when can we expect it, man?
Oh, it's called The Dying Breed, and it will be released on October 13th. Which is also the day of our 35th anniversary show here in Charlotte.
Wow.
The big unveil, the release party.
That's going to be rad. What was the actual first date that you actually sang a show? What was your personal first gig? What year was that?
You mean with Antiseen?
Like, you know, or yeah, just in punk rock and roll in general, period. What was your first gig? Like, what year was it that you had played in front of an audience, like for the first time?
With Antiseen, it was October 1st, 1983. But first time I ever performed in front of an audience, it had to have been sometime around 77 or 78. And we played for a local JC's chapter talent show. We came on there and played like a couple Ramon songs, maybe a Clash song, and that didn't go over very well at all.
What was the name of the band for that talent show?
We were called Kamikaze back then.
Haha, nice.
That was the first band I ever had.
So Kamikaze morphed into Antiseen then?
No, there were a few more steps in between
Okay.
that eventually made its way to Antiseen.
That's awesome. A little bit of history I didn't know, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, like I say, sorry my co-host isn't here. Usually she comes on with a whole slew of questions that I don't ask. I know one of them that she would ask is if you had a chance to do something other than music and maybe not in the job that you work, is there something else that you would do in life if you could go back and do it over again starting out young?
I don't know. I think I would have concentrated on and paid more attention to my cartooning.
Oh, so your artistry is well known in the underground. That's for sure, man.
Yeah, I think I would have wanted to stick with that a little harder, and then and also maybe on the side have not waited until too late in my age to start training in wrestling.
Wow. That's one of the more interesting answers. Most people say like, oh, a lawyer or something weird, but yours was like actually a cool answer.
Man, I never liked lawyers, and I don't like them now. So.
No, I like to tell the truth. I like people that tell the truth.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. Tell the truth.
Right? Oh, man. Well, dude, my time is up. I'm going to follow up this interview with the tune from the album that came out back in, God, when did the Hell album come out?
Oh, you got me again, man. I have a hard time with those years.
Yeah, me too. And I'm not real good with...
It came out a long time ago.
It did, because I remember I have a copy, and I was like, I got that. Must have been the early 90s or something.
Yeah, probably.
I don't, when I do interviews, I don't write questions, man. I had like the 0 on paper when we talked. I just like to talk to people like I would, like a normal conversation. I don't like schedule, you know. Some people
well,
I will...
These are better, man. You know, you get a conversation out of someone by having a conversation with them, not just like, okay, question.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, it's been fun talking to you, man.
Yeah, man, great talking to you, and I appreciate you having me on.
For sure. I hope we'll put it up on our YouTube channel with your kind permission, and we'll get it out there to the folks that are big fans of Antiseen, because you got them, that's for sure. And again, I thank you, bro, and I wish you lots of blessings and lots of longevity, and come back on after the album's out. We'd love to have you back on, bro.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Okay, take care, brother.
You too.
All right, see ya.